I wanted to bring up, uh, on the Solari Report, we often do something called Let's Go to the Movies because I found in America that fiction is fact and fact is fiction, and that, a lot of what's going on comes out via Hollywood. It's kind of like a steam valve. They kind of have a way of telling people about it. But if in Let's Go to the Movies today, I wanted to talk a little bit about The Forgotten. I don't know if you've seen it by any chance. It's a
Oh
sort of
boy.
a psychological thriller about a woman in New York. Have you
This
seen this one?
you're talking about the movie with Julianne Moore?
Yes.
All right. You're not going to believe that. I just watched that movie this afternoon.
You're kidding.
No. Just before the show.
Oh.
So we're,
Well,
synchronicity again.
we've done several programs on mind control, so it's something I've touched on before. But one of the things I've found, whether it's mind control targeted at an individual, in the movie The Forgotten is a story of a woman whose son has been kidnapped, and it's an effort by a group of people, including the U.S. intelligence agencies, to see if they can get away with this and get all the parents to forget that the kids existed. And in the movie, it seems like a much more bizarre thing, but things like this do go on. Although, I've never seen it go on in that sort of group scale. But what I found is that one of the reasons that groups like the ones we're talking about, the breakaway civilization, are so successful is their mind control technology is extraordinary. And of course, now it's not just targeted in individuals, what you can do with one Manchurian candidate or one person, but what you can do with entrainment technology on scale. But these are a group of people who've invested enormous scientific and research resources and, billions of dollars in understanding the human mind and how they can control and manipulate it.
Right.
So
right.
What did you think of The Forgotten? I have to ask you.
Well, to me, the movie is very dark, but the underlying message to it, I think, is very, very interesting. The message is, okay, there's a bunch of missing children, number one. Number two, we have technologies and techniques to make you forget, except in a case where the bond of love is so strong, we can't break it down. So in other words, the underlying message of the movie is you've got a bunch of materialists thinking that they can engineer everything through technology, and in the end, it falls just short of being able to break down the barriers to personality and will and conscience that is informed by love.
Right. And you notice that the politicians who get shot are the ones who are talking about love.
Yes. Exactly.
Kennedy, Malcolm X starts talking about love, and the next thing you know, he's get shot.
He's shot.
That's because love is very dangerous to this group.
Yes, it is. And I think, we could be all night talking about this subject, but, I have a number of books that I've written about what I call the topological metaphor of the physical medium. And the bottom line is, if you really understand the basis of this metaphor, it's a highly mathematical concept, to be sure, but you find it over and over again in ancient religions, philosophical, metaphysical systems, and so on and so forth. And the bottom line is really that it's a metaphor of love, is what it is. And this is what cannot be broken down through any merely materialistic technology or technique. But it is true, on the other hand, I think you're absolutely right, that one of the signatures of this breakaway civilization is, to my mind anyway, at least in the books I've been researching on this post-war Nazi theme, is that in order to conceal the truly cosmic technology that you're trying to perfect and develop, you are going to want to pursue every available technology and every available technique to obfuscate that technology in case anyone happens to see it.
Right.
And this is, I think, an integral part of this breakaway civilization. Because the other side of this coin, Catherine, is that we've had, since the Second World War, we've had an enormous increase in the frequency of UFO sightings, and at least some of those, to my mind, represent a technology, whether it's from here or off planet, who knows, but I certainly think some of it is coming from somewhere else or someone else. And if that be the case, then you know that the people in the national security establishments of the major powers of the world are going to take immediate steps to at least be able to defend themselves, just as a matter of national security, against this technology. And that means they're going to put into place a program and technologies to obfuscate the issue, force people to ask the wrong questions or interpret it the wrong way. So I think we're looking at, something truly huge. It has huge financing. It has breathtaking technology. It has an extensive intelligence network, both for covert operations and intelligence gathering. And on top of that, it's dealing with huge problems.
Right.
There's another player on the block that I don't think they anticipate.
Right. The situation is we've got powerful weapons in the hands of people in an insecure situation.
Exactly.